G'day guys, welcome back to Cookie's Fishroom. Hope you've all been well. Thank you once again for joining us. My name is Norm. Today I'll be talking to you about a topic called brown diatoms. Now, that name can send shivers down the spine of many. It is a nightmare for lots of us who have been there and done that. So I'm going to give you a quick discussion. I'm going to give you a quick discussion about what it is and how we can get rid of it and what causes it today. So thank you for joining me once again. Grab a cuppa, let's get started and let's chat about this nightmare topic. So today, brown diatoms really scares the crap out of me. Every time I wake up in the morning, it's an indicator to me something ain't right with my water. So if you're a person who doesn't usually check your parameters, it's a good way of knowing that your tank is just either had a cycle crash and is starting to cycle again, or is cycling. So I don't know how many times I've added new dirt to my aquarium and that I've woken up the next morning and bam, there's this brown slimy crap all over my leaves, my filters, my heaters, the glass. And it's stubborn as hell because you wipe it and then 20 minutes later, it's there again. So it is one of the worst algae you can have in the tank. And that brings me to my next point. People call it brown algae. It is not technically an algae. It is a tiny, tiny creature that can only be seen with a microscope. So technically we're not dealing with an algae here. We're dealing with a little creature. These guys are great because they do actually release oxygen into the tank and get rid of they feed on CO2. So if you, for the benefits towards the fish in the tank, it's great. It won't kill or harm anything in that sense, but left on surfaces of plants for too long, it will stop the photosynthesis process and it will kill those plants via those leaves. So the best thing to do and the best way to get rid of this issue is to wipe it off all surfaces, vacuum your substrate and suck it up as much as possible. The more that you leave in the tank, if you have your filter on while you're doing that, make sure you give your filter a good clean also. Remember to rinse your sponge inside water taken out of the tank because you don't want to get rid of all your beneficial bacteria at the same time. Now, I use a handy wipe, Chuck's handy wipe. I've cleaned the inside of the tank with mine. I have my filter switched off while I'm doing this, and my wave makers, so it's not blown all over the place. And then I give everything a vacuum, a good scrub and clean, and I re-add fresh water into the tank, then switch everything back on and throw those towels away because they look yuck. The other thing that can cause this, before I get to cause again, another way you can get rid of it is using UV lights. So a lot of people have filters that run with UV lights. That will get rid of that brown algae quick smart. It will kill off those little creatures. You don't have to worry about them that way. Usually they go away within 48 hours if you use a UV light. But just remember, if you're using a pure UV light, fish are very sensitive to that. So make sure no fish are in that tank and exposed to straight UV light. The other way that you can get this brown algae apart from your tank going through cycles is silicates in your water. So a lot of tap water is high in silicates. When you do water changes, if you don't let your water sit for a certain period of time, it will just transfer these silicates into your tank and you will see a lot of this brown algae in your tank. So don't forget, that's another cause of these little dudes. Fish can eat them. They don't mind. I see my guppies picking at them all day. It's a great little snack. As long as they don't sit on the leaves too long, I'm really, really anal about how clean my glass is. So a lot of people don't care about the algae sitting on there, the green spot algae or any sort of algae on their glass. To them is some sort of trophy that their tank is cycled. But if I see any form of algae on mine, it goes away and it goes away quick. I clean it. So there's no need to add algicides or algae fixes into the tank. they will not help in any sort, form or way to get rid of this brown diatoms at all. A lot of people use Flourish Excel to get rid of algae, and I do recommend peroxide or Flourish Excel depending on the type of algae you're trying to get rid of. In this case, it will not help it one single bit. Best way, again, is to just wipe it off and clean out whatever surface it has it on. Eventually, it will go away. It can take up to 3 or 4 months at a time, depending on the reason why you have it. So that was a really short video this time compared to the last one. So thanks again for joining me on the couch. Thanks for this, subscribing to the channel, joining us on Facebook, a group on Facebook, and thanks for the thumbs up for the last video. I really appreciate all of you, all your positive comments, all the positive criticism, everything that you guys do. We love you out there. Thanks for joining us once again at Cookies Fish Room, and bye for now.